is what you see when you're sitting there shooting. And then there's what you discover in the edit, which, especially with, I would say, Duvall.
Oh, my God.
It's
Duvall.
Incredible. Like,
the courtroom at the end when he's talking about the wife, and you're watching it in the monitor, but I don't know if, honestly, I've been trying to think about this. I don't know if Robert Duvall has done exactly what he gave us anywhere else. He's done incredible things. His ending monologue in Get Low is unbelievable. You know, he Tender Mercies, all of them. He brought something so unique and different, and I've been realizing it as I see it with an audience. And I see it, you know, you reach the end of that thing when he is broken and he's explaining to his son. I looked at him and saw you, and I'm like, where, you know.
It's the subtleties in the facial expressions, and again, there's stuff, we even sort of laugh. There's things that you don't see, whether you're watching the monitor or watching them perform, or you're in the edit, until it's back on a big screen, you miss little details of it as well. Yeah. And it's such an exciting experience. You know, you get something new out of it at each step if you're working with great people.
So we met the day of the table read. Yeah, no, it's okay.
Jeremy, just sing.
We met. we met the day of the table read. And then we did a bunch of improvisations. David Dobkin wanted to put us all in a hotel room together, the family, Vincent, Downey, and Robert Duvall and I. And we spent like an hour and a half in this hotel room in Boston, just sort of improvising together. And we did that a few times, and the dynamics of the family started to emerge. And then there was a real sort of cohesion between us, and we got to know each other sort of through the lens of the characters, I think.
There were so many intense scenes, especially, I mean, Vera had her scenes with Downey. So I can only speak from, we didn't, unfortunately, we didn't have any scenes.
in theory,
but when we would do the intense stuff with the brothers and the dad, some of the days were so intense that in between we would have to, you know, goof off a little bit to keep it from being such a downer day, you know. And because we're all, especially Downey and I, not, you know, we would just annoy him all day. Jeremy would try to annoy Jeremy all day and joke amongst ourselves. They
were my big brothers, so it was like half hazing. You know, I mean, I think I wasn't as loose and goofy, so it was like...
Jeremy was in most of the time. He was in the zone of his character most of the time.
I don't know that I was. I was trying to be, I think, but it was like a circus, the set, but in a good way. Yeah. Because everyone...
Because when it got heavy, it got really heavy.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like we knew what we needed to do. I think from a development standpoint, it was different because we didn't have anyone else we had to worry about. It was like, were we as a company happy? Was David happy? Okay, are we ready to turn it in? I didn't have to think about somebody else. But, you know, Robert and I met like 12 years ago and on a movie, and so it feels like we've been creative partners ever since, and we've done like 5 movies together and stuff. So the fact, again, that there wasn't yet another partner, I guess felt a little bit different, like somehow there wasn't a parent beyond us or something like that. But overall, what actually was happening day in and day out felt familiar. Wasn't that dissimilar to like the last Sherlock movie we did?
Oh, I think you can guess who auditioned for this movie.
I auditioned for this movie.
Yeah. The book will bookend. The auditioners will bookend this.
I was asked to audition, and I refused.
Good for you.
I said, to me, it's obvious that Robert Downey Jr. and I would have chemistry, and I thought it's a skill anyway. So I'm not doing a chemistry read. Right. And it worked. Right.
I really wanted this job, and I fought for it. And I had worked with Billy Bob on something else earlier in the year, and he called David for me and said, "Will you see him?" And I wasn't going to get to go in the room with David, and then we spent, 5 minutes turned into 45 minutes, and it was a work session, and I think in the room it sort of clicked between us, and so, but it was, this was like the holy grail for me, working with all these guys and on a role like this.
Thank God he was there, because he was so great.
I auditioned. I went and had lunch with Dobkin. I emailed Susan. I read the script, and I know Susan personally, so I emailed her. This is the best thing I've ever read. Let me be a waiter in this. She said, well, go have lunch with Dobkin. Had lunch with Dobkin. He said, great, you're going to read. I got there. He wasn't there. So then I just read with the casting director. Then I got a call from him. It was perfect. I'm really shocked. It really was perfect. Great. Then I get a call a week later. Now come back in and read again for me. I was like, you already said it was perfect. I can only screw this up now. I really had to talk with Bell to get my ego in check. To go like, okay, I'll be there. What time? And I had to go re-audition for something he had said I had done great, which is scary. It's now only mine to screw up. And then I continued, I think, to audition during the filming as well. I don't think it ever stopped.